Yeah, so actually my education is in animal management and in animal behavior and in agriculture. So
Did not know.
I am also a little bit of a farmer at heart. And throughout my life, I've worked at different places where I would work with school kids. I would give big talking sessions on like petting zoos, petting farms to people, and we do sheep racing. That progressed on to
whoa.
later.
Sheep racing?
Yeah. That was, you know what? When I got a little promotion,
in that one. I need to know more about sheep racing in a second.
The first time I did it, I was the runaround. So I had a bag of feed and I had to run in front of the sheep. And then eventually I progressed over to the tannoy and I was the talker. But I had to start with a bag of feed first.
Are people on the sheep?
No.
Or is it just the sheep? Just the sheep themselves?
Just
racing?
the sheep. Yeah, the sheep have like a saddle on them with a number, and then essentially you would bet on the sheep which one was going to win, and so you'd bet on number 2, blue number 2, and then everyone would be like cheering, go sheep, go.
Amazing.
That was my teenage life.
Hello there, everyone. How are we all doing? Welcome back to another Wednesday Creator Deep Dive podcast. I hope everyone's had a good week so far. It's officially Hump Day, which is I only had explained to me about 3 weeks ago what Hump Day meant. I didn't realize that they meant getting over the hump. I was like, what is it, a day for camels? Truly, that's what I thought for about 15 years of my life. So yes, happy Hump Day. Anyway, we've got a fantastic guest for you all tonight. We've got my very good friend JoJoy, who has been in content creation, well, many a year, but has recently transitioned to going full time. And yeah, let's get her on and have a chat. Hello there.
Hello.
How are you?
That's a lovely introduction. I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm all fresh-faced, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, ready. In fact, I'm about awake at 7 o'clock at night. It's my go time.
I was about to say, you're a content creator, which means you go to bed at 3 a.m., wake up at like 12, and then get ready and go live at 7 or 8.
Yeah. That's it. 6 hours. My working day starts now. So yeah, I'm really good actually. I'm good to go, rock and roll. Thank you.
No, I'm just thank you for joining. I'm really excited to have a chat. I mean, so there are obviously a lot of your wonderful peeps in chat, but for anybody who hasn't met you before, who's watching, tell me about yourself. Who is JoJoy? What do you do creator-wise?
Awesome.
Give us the elevator pitch.
I will tell you everything. So I was born. I'm JoJoy. That's my online alias, and that's who I am. You guys can call me Joy. That's fine. That's how most people introduce me as well. I am an online full-time now creator, and I've been in content creation now for 4.5 years. I started in 2021. I was just a little baby. And I had no clue what Twitch was really. I didn't know much about it. I didn't know the whole ins and outs of the emotes use and the language used on Twitch and how much of an incredible community it was going to be. But 4.5 years later, here I am. And I am doing content almost everywhere, primarily Twitch, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, Threads, you name it, whatever new thing they throw out, we all leap on it, don't we, and do stuff on it. And yeah, so my journey's been quite intense over the years. I worked a full-time job and also essentially did part-time content creation. So I would do 5 days a week at work. I would do three nights of streaming, up to sort of six hours a time, and then also try and push out content anywhere else. So yeah, it's amazing now to say that I am full-time and my focus is on this, and I'm very excited. So I'm only 4 months into being full-time, so still a new baby essentially in that sense.
It's so wonderful. I remember seeing the announcement and you obviously telling me, you were like, I'm going to be able to. And you were like, don't tell anyone. I was like, oh, shh. But having been in that situation myself, I know how freeing it is to be able to go, wow, I can really just pursue this thing that I love. I would like to apologize, by the way. Apparently OBS reset itself. So for the very first 3 minutes of this podcast, your name was Brofers on stream.
Oh, fine by me.
Yeah,
he's a cool guy.
That's it. You got to rename yourself everywhere now, and we'll
I'll be a bro.
Hey,
hey.
I'm surprised. Yeah, maybe he should call his community that. That'd be a great idea.
Yeah.
Anyway, I apologize about that, but no,
don't worry.
It's so lovely to have seen you go full time and be so successful with it as well. Over the last couple of years since we met, everything's sort of grown up and up, and you've not just been doing content creation as well. You've also been doing presenting and live stage presenting. So I think my first question, which you sort of answered, is how did you get into content creation? But I'd like to ask how you got into the presenting as well, because it's a very different vibe, I guess, than streaming.
Yeah, so very quickly how I got into streaming, obviously, I feel like everybody who started in 2020, 21 has probably got a very similar story. We were all in lockdown. We were all a little bit bored. And I went back to my workplace, and what was a very busy office, up and like a yo-yo up and out of the desk and running around kind of job, to absolutely nothing, no interaction with anybody, to a stay at home, sit at the PC, type emails all day. And for anyone that knows me, my brain doesn't do that very well. It likes to be jumping around, and it likes to be active and doing things and that sort of stuff, and entertaining.
Yeah.
So I thought, right, I need to entertain. There's this need within me to entertain, to chat, to yap till my heart's content. And Twitch was at the time my answer for that. And quite honestly, that was the launch into my whole new world, a whole new world of what I've always wanted to do growing up, is to entertain, is to do public speaking and talking. I've actually, in terms of, so leading into the public speaking and how it came about, I kind of need to give you a little bit of historical background.
Yes.
So, so actually my education is in animal management and in animal behavior and in agriculture. So
did not know.
I am also a little bit of a farmer at heart, and I like the countryside, and I like being outdoors and all that kind of stuff. And throughout my life, I've worked at different places where I would work with school kids, and I would do talks to school kids. I would give big talking sessions on like petting zoos, petting farms to people, and we do sheep racing. That progressed on to
whoa.
later.
Sheep racing?
Yeah. That was, you know what? When I got a little
pin
promotion.
In that one. I need to know more about sheep racing in a second.
The first time I did it, I was the runaround. So I had a bag of feed and I had to run in front of the sheep. And then eventually I progressed over to the tannoy, and I was the talker. But I had to start with a bag of feed first.
Are people on the sheep?
No.
Or is it just the sheep? Just the sheep themselves?
Just
racing?
the sheep. Yeah, the sheep have like a saddle on them with a number, and then essentially you would bet on the sheep which one was going to win, and so you'd bet on number 2, blue number 2, and then everyone would be like cheering, "Go sheep, go!"
Amazing.
That was my teenage life. That's what I would do, and then I kind of kept that thread. So I worked with animals, and I worked in the outdoors, but I was always the educator, or I was always the presenter, and I was the one that would do the public engagement side of things, the event management side of things. And one of my proudest moments was doing cow milking sessions. So I would give a full-blown educational session while milking a cow, and I would speak to sort of 50 to 100 people at a time each day as they came in. So I knew I loved that. I knew I loved talking to people, engaging with people. That was one of my favorite things to do. So speed up the process where 2020 happens and I'm stuck inside, and then Twitch comes along, and that answers some of my dreams and my wishes to build a community and become friends with people on the internet and find something that I love doing, to then going, I really miss talking to people. I really miss being on a stage. I really miss presenting. I really miss being the kind of the comedy energetic person.
Yeah.
So then it was actually, in fact, I have a lot to thank Greg for. So it actually was through you, Greg, meeting at an airport. And then
do we want to tell them how we met?
We could clarify a little bit. So essentially, I was going with my best friend to a TwitchCon in Amsterdam. And unfortunately, there was a bit of a pickle with the passports. I won't go into too much detail, but we couldn't go. We weren't allowed on the plane. But we traveled to the airport and we made it there, and we basically sat between us in a bit of a sad flump on the floor in the airport, feeling a bit sorry for ourselves, wondering what we do. And then it just so happens that these two strangers were sat next to us, also happened to be talking about going to Amsterdam, and we were kind of like, "Where are you going? Are we on the same platform?" And just got talking to Greg and Noz, and you were both lovely, and still just two of the most genuine people I've ever met. So thank you for just being the friends that you are and the lovely people that you are. And so I took a leap of faith and I went to a gaming festival in the UK on my own, because I knew you guys would be there. And honestly, it was just through chatting to multiple people at this gaming event, and just having a good time, that then I met some people, I got some connections. Obviously I got some emails because I gave them the whole milking a cow story.
It's one heck of an icebreaker.
Yeah, right. And so that seemed to stick in people's minds for some reason. I don't know why that is. And I was given my first stage opportunity at this gaming festival, and then I kind of got the bug. I got the bug for it, and I loved it, and it was something that I just wanted to keep doing. So now that's where I'm also putting my focus as well. So as well as content creation on Twitch, I'm also pursuing hosting, presenting, that kind of thing, hosting panels, doing stage shows, cosplay events, that sort of thing.
Well, we did a panel at TwitchCon together, which I won't lie, was one of the best I've ever been to, because it actually sought to do what it meant to, which was educate, which was fantastic. But I think we even spoke about it at that panel, of how the skills that you have for that expressing of information, talking on the fly, being able to improvise is exactly what you need for live speaking. And it's quite fantastic to see you be able to convert that, and as well, so well, because I have seen you on stage at Insomnia and other places. So it's just wonderful that you're able to now pursue that more with being full-time, almost unrestricted.
Yes. Yeah, that was kind of the difficulty while I was in my job, is, again, I wouldn't recommend to anyone trying to do a full-time job and then also putting the same amount of energy into streaming, because it's, there is burnout involved.
It's exhausting.
It's exhausting. It is exhausting, because there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes. However, again, still would never change that process, because I am where I am today. And in that fortunate position to go, this is what I want out of my career, and this is what I want to pursue, and I'm going to go get it. It's not easy. It's certainly not a steady linear flow. It definitely has its ups and downs and wobbles, but I'm very, very happy and glad that I chose this route, because now I can fully focus all my energy onto this and really go for it. And something I've said to myself is that if I don't do it now, then I'll regret not doing it. I'll regret not giving it the chance that I could have done. And I don't want to get to 70 and just, be rocking in my chair with my, my cat and, just eating a bowl of porridge and going, oh, I should have done this time because I don't have the energy now, So that's where I'm at. I'm like, I'll do it, I'll try it. If it fails, it's okay. At least I tried. So
there's always going to be another job of some kind out there that's just the way of the world. Sure, they can be hard to get, but there will be something. But content creation is not one of those things you can go. You don't go and apply to be a content creator. As you say, it takes those years of work, grind, enjoyment, and ups and downs to get to that point. So I think that leads really nicely onto my next question, which is obviously, we talked about you enjoying the presenting, but when it comes to streaming, what is your favorite content to do? Because you do a lot. You don't just game. You, as you say, you chat a lot. You have a great comedic element, but you also do cosplaying as well to accompany the games you play. What would you say is the thing that stands out as when you're like, hey, I get the chance to do this? Yes.
Gosh, I do love a good cosplay. I do love a good cosplay. I found my thorough inner nerd when it comes to cosplaying. I didn't used to do it that much, obviously, before Twitch, and I feel like I've realized another new skill is the ability to change my form into something new, and I can be someone different for a few hours. So I really enjoy doing my cosplays. My wardrobe is now more than half full of costumes that I can't wear out to the supermarket because
you are officially a content creator now.
Yeah, so that's just how it is. So that I love. I did this year was crazy. I did an uncapped subathon for the first time that I've ever done before, and that was wild. And that went over several months. And once I got past the 2-week hurdle, I actually really started to acclimatize to being live every day and having fun, playing new games, actually completing games within a certain time frame. That was really nice to do. And just have a really good time with the community, like get to know everybody, get to share my stories. The way I do my streams is I tend to have an hour just catching up with everybody because I feel, for me personally, the reason I'm where I am today is because of the people that interact and watch my Twitch streams.
Yes.
So I want to make sure that I connect with you guys. Hi. I want to connect with you guys, and I want to be making sure that I'm doing what you guys enjoy just as much as what I enjoy, because for me it's a collaborative thing between myself and the community, because like I say, I wouldn't be here where I am without them. So as long as I'm having fun, they're having fun, I can be myself. I can throw in a little bit of my comedy in there, my little bit of silliness. One of my main things is that if somebody can come to my stream, and no matter how long they're there for, if they can leave with a smile on their face or they've forgotten about the thing that they were worrying about, then I've kind of done my job as an entertainer and as a content creator. And that's if I know I'm doing that, that honestly makes me the happiest I can be. It's really enjoyable. That side of it's very enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
So,
no.
Yeah.
That's wonderful to hear. Like, truly. And it's funny you mentioned the subathon, because this was going to be one of my questions, because it's quite a done thing, I would say, now to have almost this. I did one for a month recently as well, and I totally agree with you on the 2-week hurdle. There is that almost acclimatization period.
Yes.
But how long did it actually go for in total? Do you remember how many days?
So initially I didn't think it was going to go any more than 2 weeks. And I feel like subathons are something that it almost feels like everybody's doing these days. And it's kind of, like you say, it's a done thing almost now on Twitch. It's almost like a rite of passage just to have at least one, maybe. So I thought, I've got 2 weeks off work and I'll run a subathon. I'm gonna see what it might be like to stream more, to go live each day, to produce the content that I want to produce. Let's give it a go. I'm gonna make it uncapped. Actually, genuinely thinking it won't go any more than a week.
Yeah.
And I was so wrong. It went from I think like the end of February or the start of March, and I didn't finish until the end of May.
Wow.
bearing in mind, I was also working my job. So my job had gone down to part-time. So thankfully I was 3 days a week at work, and then I was doing my stream. So what I would do is I would go to work, I would come back on those evenings, I would stream. The days I would have off, I would stream longer days. And that was the repetition.
Yeah.
So in total, live days that I was live, it was 79 days.
Wow.
It was over about 110 or 115 day period, because I had to take time off for TwitchCon. So it overlapped TwitchCon. And I had certain things that I had to take time off to do at work if I had an event on at work. So, but every day I could stream, and every evening I could stream. I did stream during the Subathon. So it was a wild time. And then at that point I was like, you know what, it's now or never. I'm gonna go full time.
Take the plunge.
So yeah, take the plunge.
Oh, it's truly wonderful to have seen as well. I popped in for a couple of those streams, and you were definitely in your element the whole time, which was just actually wonderful. So I have to ask, we're going to get a little bit nerdy here. We can see part of it on stream already, but Steinberg is an audio company.
Yes.
So I do have to ask, what's your current audio setup? What are you running?
Yes. So I would love to get better at audio. I would just love to learn more about audio. I'm someone who has stepped, like I say, from agriculture, farmer, into a very tech-heavy world. And I think I finally have a setup that sort of works. I would still like to improve it somewhat, but I run a Go XLR Mini at the moment. Obviously, I run my mic, my Shure mic through the Go XLR. I have a stream deck, which helps me control some of the audio that I play on stream, some sound effects and things like that.
Yeah.
I use voice mod, so I use that to help with my voice changer and have a little bit of fun with that. And then obviously I sort of pull it all through OBS, and that's the current system that I have. I have my headset, which are Bluetooth, which is great actually, because I like to dance around occasionally on stream. So having a wire and suddenly trying to leap up in the air and then do a,
you don't want to be accidentally garroted, do you? But
I have done that before. I have yanked a full-blown headset out of my PC, and that wasn't very good. So I learned very quick that I should definitely not have 0 wires connected to me while I'm streaming. So that's my current setup. It's fairly basic. I had a lot of help adjusting my mic when I first started, so that it sounds nice, it sounds clear. And that's my current audio situation. And if you were to tell me 4 years ago that I would be running this kit that I'm running, I would not believe you.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't. I've become quite a bit of a techie nerd now. I definitely wasn't. So
you definitely get pulled into it without a choice, don't you? You're like, oh, I'm going to try this streaming thing, and then what's a GPU? What's an encoder? I've never heard of OBS before. What's a scene? Yeah, the thing is, you say it's basic, but truly having gone through and worked with a lot of streamers on their audio setups, the key thing is you want it to work, and simple is better, unless you're like me, at which point you like making your life a living hell. It's so much easier if things just plug and play. So that's wonderful. Thank you for taking us through that. My question would be, if there was something for you to improve in your setup next, what would it be? Could be anything. Like, I'm just curious.
Yeah, honestly, I would really, really like. So my audio, Go XLR is great, and it's stood its test of time for me. I've had it for 3.5, almost 4 years now, actually. So it's been there.
It's done well.
However, there are certain things that I would like to have in software mode. So it's all in front of me. It brings everything together. It would just be a lot easier to have that kind of functionality where it's not so separated out. I can just have one piece. I like simple. I'm not a tech expert, and I don't understand technologies, and I get quite flustered if I watch YouTube videos and someone's trying to explain and they're clearly quite a tech person and I'm not, and I'm going, I don't know. So anything that can just almost plug in and play is just my eternal ask, because it just helps simplify and reduce the stress of turning on stream and then suddenly something's disconnected. And I've had a lot of learning, and a lot of my community will tell you that I have greatly improved when there's an issue that goes wrong on stream. It now takes me about a minute to 2 minutes to fix it, rather than half an hour of me panicking, stopping and starting the stream and going again and all those sorts of things. So I've definitely improved, but yeah. Plug in and play, something simple would be fantastic. Otherwise, I feel like I've got the setup that I've always wanted.
I won't
really.
lie. The point of this podcast is not to directly advertise Steinberg products. It's about us enjoying chatting and me getting to know a lot of creators. However, we do have obviously Mixkey that you saw briefly at TwitchCon. It's very nice.
It's very nice.
There's a link in chat if anybody wants to try it out. It's free. But it's funny that you would say that when it comes to solving the tech issues on stream, because it's one of those things that is incredibly panicking, and I think you've got to get to the point where you've almost got to embrace the chaos, because it's the best way to keep things flowing without, as you say, stopping, starting, crying in a corner, rocking slowly back and forth. We've all been there. I do have one question, which is kind of nerdy for myself. Do you hear yourself? Do you have your audio routed through your headphones to be able to hear yourself as you talk?
I do. And I was so when I first set up my Go XLR, the chap who helped set me up he's a touring audio manager that does theatres.
Fantastic.
And that sort of stuff around the UK. And basically he explained the process to me about hearing yourself back and having live feedback. And what it helps me do is obviously real time. I can hear the differences in the pictures, and if I need to change, or I can kind of hear what you guys hear. But also without hearing myself in the headphones now, without it, I feel like I'm shouting, and I feel it's a very strange sensation, because it's like I'm talking in a muffled bubble, and it's really off-putting. Whereas now I just hear myself in real time, and it doesn't bother me. That's how I have it set up. Yeah.
My next question out of that was going to be, and again, very nerdy one. Usually getting low enough latency monitoring through your headphones to be able to talk without that is incredibly hard. And if you have a good enough setup, or a direct monitoring, as it can be called, it's usually fine. However, you said you're using a Bluetooth setup. How? Because Bluetooth latency is notoriously bad.
Wireless. I think it's wireless. I think I might have made the mistake with saying Bluetooth, but it is wirelessly connected. So I have these are Steel Series. Sorry, I don't know how many names I'm supposed to say or not say.
Drop any name. We're good.
So I'm using Steel Series, and they have a plug-in that you put into the back of your PC, and then they have like a little device that your headphones connect to. And so that's connected, that's systems all connected via my Go XLR program. So it registers these. And then because I have, because I'm not using the USB connection for this, I'm using
XLR.
Thank you. I knew that. Because I'm using the XLR lead, it gives a better connection, and it's smoother, so I hear myself precisely when I speak.
Yes,
there's no latency or anything.
So it's 2.4G instead of Bluetooth.
There we go.
It's actually wireless, which is significantly faster.
Yes, and makes a lot of difference.
It's interesting you said about hearing yourself in real time, because there is definitely that aversion. A lot of people hate hearing themselves, but I agree with you. I think it is one of the things that when you've learned to get used to it, and like you say, you've got good monitoring, so you're hearing yourself in time, it really does add to that control you have on stream. So no, thank you for answering that.
No worries. Massively so. And I would say, if anyone's in doubt and you initially don't like it, honestly, I feel it's like a secret of audio and in terms of doing podcasting and that sort of stuff, is just to have that real-time feedback. And it does just become, you don't even think about it, it does just become part of your talking. So it's really helpful to have.
It's like hearing yourself in your head when you speak, just amplified.
Amplified.
It's it's definitely one of those things where a lot of people try it, but unfortunately they have the Windows latency, and they think that that's what people hear, where actually it's not. So big sort of tangent here. I've got a couple of questions that I want to make sure that I get in before we do end. And by the way, everyone in chat, there will be a question section at the end. So if you do have any questions for JoJoy, please get those in your head now. Get them pre-typed out, and when I say go, pop those in chat. But there are sort of 3 questions which I ask every single person who comes on the podcast. The first one being, what is your favorite event that has happened to you in content creation? Everyone seems to have one. Everyone goes, oh, I don't know, and then pulls it out, and they're like, exactly this. But what was the one thing that stuck out to you as the most special, the most incredible thing you've experienced while being a content creator?
Can I have 2?
Yeah, please do.
Okay.
Yes.
So one is specifically to do with content creation, and another one is to do with hosting and presenting, because I feel like they go hand in hand.
Yes, that makes sense.
So in terms of my Twitch and my content creation, it was actually it was the first time I ever applied for front page on Twitch, and it was kind of the first big organized collaboration thing that I had organized, and I did a podcast called Women in Gaming.
Yeah.
And I got together with three lovely ladies, and they were all up for being on front page. We were very, very nervous. And for me, that experience, it really, really propelled me mentally into believing that I can do this, and I can organize a podcast, I can host online and offline. It was incredible to see the interaction. Yeah. It was also amazing to see the amount of people that engaged and asked their questions, and the things we were saying resonated with so many people.
Yeah.
And that for me was just mind-blowing as well, to have so many people interact with that. Obviously you get quite a lot of people with front page and how it works, and how they embed their views and things, but to genuinely, it really felt that people wanted to be there and wanted to listen to what we had to say. Yeah. And that for me was mind-blowing. I was like, oh, we actually do maybe say things that resonate with people, and
you have made an impact.
We have made an impact, and we are saying things that could be helpful for people in the future. So that was lovely, and that was just amazing. So that was, among many other things, that was probably a big standout for me. Yeah. And then in terms of hosting, presenting style, was getting the opportunity to do the main stage in Insomnia last year. And that was a leap of faith, I think, from the team Insomnia and the guys that were managing it, because my stage presence was, on a lower scale. So I felt like it was a good leap of faith by them. And just having that opportunity to work alongside Sam Bailey, who was also incredible, taught me a lot of things. It was incredible seeing the behind the scenes and the hard work that everybody puts in, and the stage management, the lighting, the organization, the go, and that whole thing was incredible to me. And again, lit another fire under me to go, this is also what I want to pursue, and I'm absolutely going to make sure that I'm going to go get it and do it. So that was, those two things kind of ran in tandem, but were two very momentous occasions for me, and really gave me the tick to say, this is where I want to go and where I want to be.
I remember watching some of that front page stream, by the way. I only caught a small amount of it, but again, there were some absolutely incredibly wonderful responses that I saw in the brief time that I was there. And it's lovely to know that was a highlight for you, because that was such a fantastic thing. And as you say, sometimes it's kind of hard to speak up about these things or talk about this stuff. And you went on quite literally the front page of Twitch to talk about these things unbarred. So it's not only an amazing thing, but you should be very proud of it, I would say, because you achieved something great there. And again, I saw you present on the front page, the main stage of Insomnia, and I'm excited to see you present more stuff. I do apologize. Apparently,
It's all right. I could prevent stuff happening if needed. Joy, make sure this thing stops happening. Okay,
I'm on it. Yes,
I'm on it.
New job. Only you can prevent forest fires.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, amazing. So, okay. So, second of the three questions I ask everyone. Obviously, you've gone through, as you say, 4+ years now of content creation. You've gone full time, something that so many people aspire to do. Can you give me the 3 top tips from the world of JoJoy that you would give to any either starting creator or existing creator? And it can be about anything. But what would be your sort of like the 3 top tips?
Comparison is the death of creation.
Okay.
I think that would be my first thing. I think something I'd learned very quickly was trying to compare myself to others and measure myself by others was actually very detrimental to my ability to create my own content and engage with people the way I naturally can.
Yes.
And the way I have the ability to do it. So I would just say that, but I would say that it is absolutely okay to take notes from what other people are doing, be inspired by what other people are doing,
Yes.
and go, I really like what they've done there. That's really inspiring to me. I'm going to kind of take that and then form it into something that suits me and fits me naturally. And let's be honest, nothing, you don't really own anything on the internet, because once it's out there, then it's out there, isn't it? So,
Makes me think of the meme of, I made this. Someone takes, I made this. Yeah, it's
kind of just the nature of being online, isn't it? So that's point 1. I think the second bit of advice is make a target and make goals. If your goal is to make friends and to be part of a community and share a game that you really love, that's your goal.
Yes.
If your goal is to grow and you want to experience what it's like to work hard and push hard in content creation, make goals that get you there. Make short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals, even if it's just very light. Like, I would like to have an active Discord that goes from 100 to 200 people. I would like to have every month a Discord community night. That's a goal, because I think it keeps you on track. It stops the burnout, I think, a little bit, because you can kind of say yes or no to things. And for me, that really, really helped, is just going, I want to achieve this for myself, and I can do it. I can do it. And if this way doesn't work, I'll just find a way around it. And if this doesn't work, I'm going to find a new way around it. So I would say definitely have goals, and don't worry if it doesn't work first time. Try again.
Yeah.
And then I guess that kind of blends into the final one, is just believe in yourself as who you are. I think a lot of people tend to put themselves down when they just don't need to, and that comes from the comparison, and that comes from the loss of direction. Yeah. And I think just believing what you want to do is the right thing for you, and as long as you're doing the right thing for you and it's making you happy, and you're getting good positivity from it, and it's enhancing your day to day, then stick at it. I think if something is proving to be a negativity on your life, and this goes for anything, if something is proving to be a heavy weight on your mind, then you don't have to keep going with that thing. You can change to something that's more positive and more beneficial for you in whatever aspect that is. So those were very long 3 points, but hopefully that kind of explains why those are my 3 points.
They were fantastic, truly, and I agree with every single one of them. It's very hard in the current climate to not compare yourself, but truly, and as you said at the end, I feel a lot of people go into content creation and feel they need to put on almost a mask to conform to be what is seen to be a content creator rather than blazing their own path. And I mean, all of the people who now everyone goes and copies, and you look at the historical, say, YouTubers and streamers, etc., they all got there because they were themselves. They didn't copy what or as you say, compare themselves to what was currently out there. Well, I'm sure they did, but they then stopped.
I mean, let's be honest, we all do. Like, we've all compared ourselves, and we've all kind of gone and sat in a corner and gone, it's like I'm not doing as well as this person's doing, and I did the same thing and it didn't work for me. And we've all been there. We're not innocent in not being drawn into and sucked into that kind of atmosphere, but it's just worth reminding yourself to keep pulling yourself out of that mindset and keep refreshing your brain and keep refreshing your content, and never be afraid to change things. Don't feel like you have to stick in the same situation you've always done. Change. Why not? And if it doesn't work, try something else. It's
so the funny thing is, you've just talked about goals. And the very last question is...
I feel like I've done this all evening.
You have... The segues have been fantastic. You've made my job way easier. Do not complain. So, if there was going to be a goal... Now, you talked about micro goals, but I would love to know, what's the aspiration? What's the big thing that you would love to achieve within... just what you're doing right now? Again, it doesn't have to be just in content creation, but be it presenting. Is there a pinnacle, or is there a big stepping stone you want to get to?
Yes, I don't stop. I would like to be a substantial influence within this content creation gaming world, that I can be a voice for people, communities, viewers, players of games within it, and that I can be that voice.
Yes.
With that means that I would like to be a certain level on Twitch. I would like to be a Twitch ambassador at some point. I would like to be doing my hosting, presenting within this remit and this world, so that I can get that knowledge and understand people, and then be that, and just be that entertainer that I've always wanted to be. And obviously I would like it to be that I can make a comfortable living from it and say, I've successfully done this. And then, 20 years down the line, I'll write a book about, all the things that people can do to help and inspire somebody else and inspire the next generation of people that want to do something different and maybe that's slightly against the norm.
Yeah.
I think I want to make it a positive interaction with this kind of stuff and influence people and make it a really good environment to be in. So yes, I'd like to be up there.
That's truly wonderful to hear. And I definitely think a Twitch ambassador, next time we'll see you up on the poster at TwitchCon for sure. That would be wonderful. So now is the time, everyone. We have about 12 minutes left of the show. I do try and keep it to an hour so we don't talk everyone's ears off, as much as I could keep rambling all day. So for anybody in chat, do you have any questions for JoJoy? Be it about content creation, be it about what she's done. Is there anything you would like to ask? Put her in the hot seat. Now is your chance.
I'm ready.
Now, and while we wait for people's questions to come in,
yes,
I do have a task for you.
Absolutely.
Every guest gets to choose who we raid after the stream.
I knew you were going to ask this because I watched the previous podcast you did, and I was going to do my homework and then I completely forgot. So,
well,
let me see. Actually, I do. Yes, I do have somewhere I'd like to send you.
Yeah.
Do you want me to tell you now? Okay.
No, not yet. Let's answer questions first. So Thornlayer asks, favorite memory since starting.
Wow.
I believe we sort of covered that. I guess.
Yeah. So probably the women in the gaming, the being on the main stage at TwitchCon. At Insomnia. I mean, TwitchCon panel was amazing as well. This is kind of this is a bit of a soppy one. It's a bit of a soppy, and it is honestly creating a community of friends, people, viewers, lurkers that I am proud to have in my streams, and just for honestly making my life so much more richer and better, because there's a lot of things that go on. Obviously, streamers, we have legs. You know, we go out in the real world and things happen to us and things don't always go to plan. You know, we're not these, I know, we're not these kind of like invincible beings that, you know, we might seem to be. So having such an incredible community was always my base goal. And I'm just so grateful for them. And that's kind of just developed and it's just grown and it just keeps growing in such a positive way. So that's my cheesy little soppy.
That's truly, I think that should be the goal, though. Out of all of this, we all go live for the first time, not to try and, at least I would hope, not to try and just be famous or make a living. It's always to share something, and we always want to, be that a game, be it music, be it, you know, painting, drawing, hiking around somewhere. So the fact that you've taken such joy, no pun intended, in
it's catching.
in gathering these people around you is wonderful. So we have another one. What's the overall story of GW2? Try and keep it short. No, I'm joking. Thank you, D Sharp, for that one. Drop Tree asks, favorite farm animal? And he
Pigs.
asked that on purpose because he knows I can't say the word for farmer.
Pigs.
Pigs.
I love pigs. I think they're inquisitive. They're just like big dogs. They're very intelligent and they love a good back scratch. And if you get a pink pig and they're outside, you need to put sun cream on them.
You do?
Mm-hmm. They get sunburn.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've always loved pigs. Just the way they snuffle makes me very happy. Yep.
Yeah.
I love a good snuffle. Yeah. So we also Thornlear asks again, if you were offered a role in a video game, what kind would be your dream?
Oh.
and I also have a question from Invisible Jazz after that. Sorry, I missed that one.
Oh, you see, I've always wanted a voice acting thing in a video game. So this would be so cool. This, you know what, I'm gonna throw that in the Joy's bag of, you know, life stuff, is that I am gonna be in a video game at some point doing my thing. Gosh, what role? I think I would be. I don't give off main character energy. I think I would be like a goofy sister or something, like an adventure buddy, and I'd probably tag along and be the one that's kind of like, you know, pick me up. And
so next cosplay is Dora the Explorer, then. Dora
the Explorer, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I would like to do a serious character. I think I would like to do like a bit of a mystery character. I think I'm probably that side of me doesn't come out very much, and it would be really interesting to do a bit of a dark and mysterious character in a game.
Like the dark and mysterious narrator who's in the game at certain points. Yes, that. Yeah.
Or just the sarcastic kind of over, like, you know, the sarcastic narrator from, and I wish I could remember her name, but she went from Baldur's Gate 3.
I haven't played it yet because I'm afraid to lose like the next 4 months of my life.
Oh, that'll happen. Yeah, I lost a year.
See?
But she was fantastic. So like a narrating kind of voice would just be awesome too. So
Amelia Tyler, apparently.
There you go, Amelia Tyler, yeah.
So nice. Speaking of Invisible Jazz, the irony of me missing his question is invisible. If you woke up 5 years ago, what would you do differently?
5 years ago, I would believe in myself sooner.
Yeah.
I would have the confidence to just do it and just try something and not be afraid of failure. I am afraid of failure, and it's something I very much work on, and it does impact me quite a bit. And it's something I actively try and fight because it has hindered me quite a lot from being successful in certain things. So I would remove the fear of failure if I could.
Interesting. I suffer from that myself. It takes a long time to get past that. Just take the plunge. feeling, but it's definitely worth it. And to be honest, as you said about going with full time, if you don't do it, then you would be on your deathbed or 70 sat in a chair without the energy to do it, going, I wish. And
I wish.
Yeah, you'd rather have tried and failed than not tried at all, which
exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Do we have any other questions in the chat before we find out who JoJoy would like us to go and raid? But I will say, while we're waiting for those, thank you so much for joining. It's been an absolutely wonderful pleasure to chat. I knew it would be, but then again, I'm biased. But
thank you for having me, Greg. Honestly, it's I love doing this stuff. I like yapping, as I'm probably sure you're aware, but it's just for me, it's really nice, and it's different to what I would normally do. I get to sit and have a chat and talk about my work now. You know, I get to talk about what we do. It's really nice. So thank you so much for having me on.
You're welcome. So we have one last question, which I'm going to take again from Thorn Leah, which Leah, I'm apologize. I can, like most Twitch streamers, I cannot say names. Top 3 video games.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
Expedition 33.
Very good choice.
Oh, it's between Elden Ring and the Last of Us series.
Okay. Interesting combination there.
They're entirely different.
Totally different.
I could give you my top 5, I think, easily.
Okay, let's say the top 5 then.
So that would be easier for me. So Red Dead 2, Expedition 33, the Last of Us series. I'm gonna put them together because they kind of go together.
Yeah.
Elden Ring and then Baldur's Gate 3.
Interesting.
Followed by Guild Wars 2, closely followed by, I don't want to say Dune. I really like Dune for the building, and I'm a bit of a nerd for the story, like the actual the history. The Dune 2000 was one of the first games I ever played as a teenager, as a kid, and since then I've been obsessed with the world of Dune. So for me, I was very excited for the release of that game.
Would you like to know a fun fact about Dune and Christopher Walken?
Always.
Did you know that being the Emperor in Dune is the second thing he's done that is related to Dune?
Really?
If you listen to Fatboy Slim Weapon of Choice, which is the video that he danced to, if you listen to the lyrics, it says, "Walk without rhythm so you won't attract the worm."
Ooh.
Fun, crazy little bit of trivia for you, because apparently that's all my brain is full of.
I've written that down.
Walk without rhythm. Yeah. So, true, honestly, that game is we've got 2 minutes left and we need to go raid, but I could definitely do a whole podcast just talking about that game. But yes, no, good choices. Interesting. I have yet to play Baldur's Gate, and I have yet to fully play through Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
But I
have
might
quite
have
an
to go and do that
unusual
now.
mix of games. I don't tend to categorize myself into one genre, so I love a good game. And I love an engaging game, and whether it's an MMO or an RPG or an action adventure, whatever it is, if it grips me, I'll play it. I'm not one for sticking myself in one box.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's interesting. I'm exactly the same. Again, I could talk about this forever. My favorite game ever is Black and White, where you play as a disembodied hand. But also my most played game is Rust, which I wouldn't inflict on anyone. But there we go. Apparently, I like punishment. Anyway, okay. So again, thank you so much for joining us.
No problem.
To
Thank
everyone
you.
in chat, thank you so much for providing such fantastic questions as well. This is a Steinberg podcast. So if you are looking for audio software, Steinberg are the godfathers of audio, and we do have Mixkey, which has come out, was launched in beta at TwitchCon. JoJo, you got to see it in action there.
It's really good. I'm not just saying that. It's kind of a bit of a dream for a streamer. So yeah.
Yeah, and it's got a lot that's being added to it over the next couple of months and hopefully years. So yes, if you all want to check that out, I've just posted the link in chat. You can also find on there on that page the link to the Mixkey and Steinberg Discord if you'd like to join that. But otherwise, I think we're good. Who are we going to raid?
We are going to raid a lovely lady called Tiz Fizzy. And she has become a very close friend, very good streamer, and she's fantastic. She's engaging. She focuses on mindset, so she does like Mindset Mondays. Ooh. And she's very relatable, and she's good to chat to, and yeah, just an all-round good bean. One of the good ones.
I thought it was the yes. I got to meet them with you at TwitchCon.
Yes,
they are lovely. Fantastic choice. Right. There we go. The raid has been queued. So everyone, let's go over and say that JoJoy sent us. But thank you again. I know I've said thank you 3 times, but this has been an absolute pleasure to chat. And to everyone, we do these podcasts every single week, and we talk to a new creator every week. If there is a creator you think that we should interview and have on, please let me know. Join the Discord. Tag either myself, Mr. Greggles, or Steinberg Community Manager on the Steinberg Discord. And also, if there are any questions you would like answered to do with Mixkey, audio in general, streaming, etc., we're going to be adding on a section to the end of this podcast where we answer questions that are put in the Discord the next time we stream. So again, great place to put those, and you can find those at the end of the VOD next week. But yes, thank you again, Joy. Thank you everyone for watching. Let's go and raid, and we'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.